Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today is my monthly update. I'm wrapping up March and talking about April, and I'm so excited because it is getting towards the end of our homeschool year. This is like our last full month, the month of April, and we're finishing curriculum. We're starting a couple new things, and so I'm excited to share all of these updates with you guys. I know this video is out a little bit late into April. Bear with me. But like I said though, this is like my last full month update because I think we're only going to be schooling into the first week of May. I've kind of got all my curriculum figured out. I know what we're doing. I know what we're going to be finishing, and as of right now, May 9th is our last official school day. I'm very excited. So I do believe how I'm going to work it out is May 7th, which is that Tuesday. My daughters will be finishing up the last of any coursework. I think my oldest daughter has like her final test with Saxon Math. Anything else that we just want to finish up, that will be that day. We just get everything done. And then the 8th and 9th will be our testing days. So I do have my daughters take standardized tests. We use the NWEA MAP growth test. My kids have been taking that test even since they were in public school. There is a homeschool version available, and I've been using it every single year. I used to test them multiple times throughout the year. However, at this point, we're just doing yearly testing. I do a whole separate video on that, but just so you guys know what our schedule is like. So those last two official school days are actually our testing days, and honestly their tests don't take more than an hour or two, so very simple days. I do believe that Saturday the 11th I am planning a end of school summer party for my daughters. Normally it was just like a family event where we would just celebrate them throughout the school year, but this year they are inviting some of their friends. They're gonna have a pool party. It's gonna be a great time. We are looking full ahead. Like, it is here. Like I said, we have one more full month. I have stacks of stuff I'm gonna be talking about with you guys because we were wrapping stuff up in April. We were getting stuff done, but we're also starting some new stuff. So I'm just gonna pull stuff through here as I talk, and that's how this update's gonna go. All right, so let's talk about IEW. You guys know we've been using IEW. We started this last school year, midway through the school year, so we've been working on this for a year and a half school-wise. Both my 5th grader and 3rd grader use this. We are right now, as of today, on lesson 21, and I believe there's 24 weeks. Lesson 21 through 24, or actually 20 to 24, are completely different than any other IEW lessons we've done because it's actually at the time where my kids get to choose their own topics. And so you guys, I've made tons of videos about IEW. We were getting super bored with it, but finally we're in the final unit, unit 7, and so week 20, they just choose any topic. They like have to brainstorm, and the teacher walks them through brainstorming. So week 20 is very simple. It was one paragraph on a subject of their choice. Week 21 is going to be 2 paragraphs on a place of their choice. Week 23 is writing a letter, and so they are going to be writing a letter to a person of their choosing, and that has to have 5, I'm going to say paragraphs, but 5 parts of the letter. And then week 24 is a timed essay, and so they are going to have to write a essay that is timed, and it looks like there are 3 paragraphs in that, and then they will be done. And so we are going to officially be finishing up this curriculum in April. I'm excited. They're excited. I do like this last part a lot where they're getting to choose topics and kind of put everything they've been learning for the last year and a half in place. So wrapping this up. By the way, any curriculum that at the end of our school year, like once we finish everything, I will do a full review on all the curriculum we've used. Just keep that in mind. We have stopped using our word roots for this year. We have finished up into the point I want them to finish in word roots. Next year, my fourth grader, so my current third grader, she's gonna kind of re-go through this because she started this in second grade and I just kind of want her to review and refresh. But in the meantime, I bought this book, English from the Roots Up. It's just a different approach, but it's still teaching root words. And so we're kind of just going through this together and just learning some more roots, learning if they're Greek or Latin and just different words and just a different approach until we go back into word roots next year. My oldest daughter has been working through her independent moving beyond the page unit, A Wrinkle in Time. She's loving this unit. She loves the book. I believe as of today, she's on like lesson 8 and there's 10 lessons. So she should be finishing up this week or halfway through next week. And then she will be moving into her final Moving Beyond the Page unit, which is another language arts unit, and it's on Lincoln. And she has these 2 books to read. So that is how she will be wrapping up her language arts for her school year. Now, my third grader, she's just a reader by nature. I don't have to force her to read or like schedule her to read or do anything. She just reads for fun. So I've kind of laid back on her because we don't have any more Moving Beyond the Page units for her until her next school year. So she's really just been reading on her own and doing Beowulf grammar for the past month, which is working fine. But I figured let's have her do one more unit. And so I was like, I know I've purchased a bunch of units. So I did purchase a unit from the book umbrella on Teachers Pay Teachers for the book packs. And I actually did a whole video planning that out because it's not just an open and go unit. I did have to plan it and prepare it. So I have a whole video on that too, if you want to see more of that unit and everything. But anyways, she's going to be working on it for like 11 lessons, 11 school days, and she's going to be reading this book packs. And so I kind of like that she now has a unit just like her older sister, but they're reading separate books. And so this will be the final book assigned that she reads for the school year. We have, let's get into history. We have been failing miserable on using Gather Round's US History 2. We are on lesson 12 out of 20. So we're a little bit past halfway, but we've been stuck on there for like 2 months. Like we just never open it and get to it. I did find some stuff on Teachers Pay Teachers, like these little printouts. So this is the Bill of Rights. So the first 10 amendments, they had to like kind of write like a little, or not, like a sentence about it and like draw little cartoons. So we've been doing that. And we've been doing like the Constitution. I found this like little flip book, these little cutouts. And so we've kind of just been like focusing on that. So it's not that we're not doing history. It's just, it's very hard to open up the Gather Round book at this point. We've used Gather Round units in the past and they've worked fine. But at this point, like me sitting there reading them 4 pages of text is just like not good for anyone. Like they're not paying attention. I don't know what I'm saying. So it's just not working out super great. And at this point, we've been working on American history for 2 years and I think we're all over it. So we're wrapping it up with these fun little kind of graphic organizers, graphic notes. We're putting them in our notebook. We're just really understanding the Constitution, the amendments, the Bill of Rights. And so at this point, I really don't know if we're going to finish Gather Round History. I may just even pull something else out. Read that? I don't know. We'll see. I haven't fully decided on that, but I'm not stressing about it. Like I said, we've been on 2 years on American history and I think it's just time for something else. So not super concerned with that. I'm going to go through my schedule really quick. Anything else with my girls that we're doing? They're both doing great in math. Mila, my third grader, she's actually finishing her Saxon math this week. So she's finishing her math like a whole month early, which we knew she was going to do that. And so she's actually going to be using the Kumon 4th grade workbooks in the meantime. So she'll be doing the multiplication, division, fractions, all those Kumon 4th grade workbooks. She's going to be working through those, just practicing up on her facts and her skills until we restart school next year, and she'll be starting in Saxon 5-4. Emma is doing great with math too, but she will be finishing that first week in May like we discussed. My oldest daughter has been a lot more busy with co-op activities. She is in a new age level. She's in the tween age level in our co-op, and so her events seem to be longer, and there's a lot more of them during the week because a lot of them are like drop-off events. Like tomorrow she's going to like our performing arts center and she's like watching a play, and so I feel like she's been a lot busier with co-op stuff, and so it's not that she's behind, it's just, you know, there's days that she doesn't get to do her lessons like her younger siblings do. Oh, did I not grab Apology of Science? I don't know where I thought I had it. So we're also doing Apology of Science with my daughters. When are we finishing that? April 24th is our last lesson, so that will take us through this month. I thought we were going to finish a little bit earlier, but we've been working on a project and I've kind of enhanced the project, so it's taken them a little bit longer, so we haven't been doing all the science lessons. But we have 2 more lessons left and we're going to finish them by April 24th, and so science will be finishing up. We are not going to do anything additional for science, no other units for science this year. We're just going to end and be great. And these last 2 chapters in Apology I'm so excited for. I think lessons or chapters, whatever. Lesson 13 is like just like amazing places, so like Antarctica and the dry salt lake beds, like all these really cool things in the earth. So I think that's going to be like a really fun unit, and not so like technical and like in terms. I just think it's going to be like a really cool unit, and I feel like there's so many like YouTube videos or stuff that I can have them watch. And so that is lesson 13, and then lesson 14 is called God and Creation. And we are not a super religious homeschool family. We obviously use religious curriculum, so I almost was like, we're not going to do this lesson. However, after like the first section on their thoughts on creation, it does go into just being like a good steward or a good human. Like, how do we protect our planet? What are things happen in our planet to like preserve it? It goes into like different jobs, like being a park ranger. And so I'm glad I kind of like went through it before I just like kind of counted it out. And so I'm really excited for those last 2 lessons in science. I think they're just gonna wrap everything up like perfectly. Beowulf grammar, my 3rd grader's still using it. She's just doing a few pages at a time, and I think she's finishing that this year. I don't know what page she's on. Handwriting, Zaner Blosser, both my girls are doing just fine. And so that is it for my 5th and 3rd grade daughters. Cannot believe we made it. I'm so excited. My son is doing super great. He is really doing great on his Bob books with like kind of reading. We're working on like sight words and phonics together. And so he's just doing so great with reading. He loves his Good and the Beautiful kindergarten math. So he's powering through that. I don't know if we're going to continue using the Good and the Beautiful. Like, we're going to finish the kindergarten level, but I'm just starting to like really think about, you know, long term what I'm going to have him use. And so that's just something I'm thinking about. We've been using his Bob book workbooks alongside, kind of for like language arts. He really enjoys that. We are finishing up his kindergarten prep from the Good and the Beautiful. He's enjoying that, but his favorite is his Sunlight K Science. And so we just finished the first unit on ants, which was about 5 weeks long. We read this book, we did experiments, we learned about ants, and gosh, guys, like he just freaking loved it. So I decided we're going to do 1 more unit. We're going to do the next unit on reptiles. And so this is, I think, another, I don't know, 3 to 5 week unit. And so this will be his last unit in science. We're going to do all about reptiles, whatever experiments, all the fun things. And so that is wrapping up my pre-K's school year. My kids have 2 more weeks of co-op classes. They have today and next Monday. And then the following week it's like their performances. So our co-op, certain classes perform. And so my son is taking a phonics class, and so they're singing this really cute vowel song. So he gets to perform for that. So I'm really excited. My 3rd grade daughter, she is in one of her classes. So they each take 3 classes, but one of her classes that's performing is a cheer and dance class. So she gets to perform in that. And I believe it's her first time actually performing in their showcase performance. And then my oldest daughter, this is her first year that she's not actually performing on stage. Every other year she's been in like the performing arts or like acting classes. But this year she's gonna be doing art. She's always been drawing. She's always been an artist. This girl has drawn amazing forever. So she's actually taking an art class this time, and they're gonna be putting their work on display. So even though she won't be actually like performing, we still get to see her art. So I'm excited because I'm taking off early from work to go to their performance, as well as I'm making all the little t-shirts for my son's pre-K class they're all gonna wear like a vowel letter shirt, and so I'm gonna make them all their little shirts, and I'm really excited. Those are the things I think when I first decided to homeschool that I was really missing, or I thought I would miss. As much as they were a pain to like take off work and plan and schedule, those, looking back and like watching those videos of like my oldest daughter in kindergarten, like it's just so cute, and it just captures like such a special moment in their lives. And so I'm very thankful my co-op does things like that, and I get to you know, participate and be there. So that is like our school update. Personal update, I have been like redoing my house like crazy. I just got done redoing my dining room. So I painted my dining room table and chairs. I bought new furniture, like new rug, all new decorations, and it's just so like nice just having like a whole room like redone. We have a lot more projects we want to do. I want to like paint our stair railing. We've wanted to do that since we moved in, and we're gonna do it. And so that's probably the next one. Our downstairs guest bathroom, I'm gonna like wallpaper. That will probably be another sooner one. And then the final biggest project, we want to do something with like where our TV is, like on our main wall in our living room. It's just such a big space and like big wall. We need more storage for sure, and just because it's such a big area, we need like big furniture. So we've like gone back and forth. We had like a contractor we talked to, and I just didn't really love everything from the contractor, and I really didn't like the pricing like for what it was. And so my husband and I kind of came up with an idea this weekend, and I think we're gonna redo it all ourselves. Buy cabinets, but we're gonna build them and install them, so like custom cabinets. We're gonna mount the TV higher, and then I think we're going to do like a wallpaper behind it to like make it a really pretty accent wall. That is definitely a project probably later in summer and fall, because we're gonna need to take some days off work. But after this past weekend, like with painting and building stuff, it's just easier for us to do it, one, because our dogs are not the most friendly to strangers, especially like men with like tools and like building furniture. Like my dogs would just like not deal well with that. And so as much as it was like, you know, it's hard work, right? It's like a lot of hard work. There's like a lot, like nothing ever goes perfect in projects, but like we had a really fun time doing it, and it just felt really good like once it was done and like we did that, and we, you know, we didn't have to worry about anybody else. So a lot of house projects and a lot of travel. So my first travel trip is coming up in 16 days from right now, but when you guys see this video, it's going to be even sooner. Me and my middle daughter Mila are going to visit Nikki. Nikki has her YouTube channel, Blessed Homeschool Mess, and we are going to go spend time with them. They came to visit us last fall, and so now we're returning the favor, and we're going to go visit them, and I'm so excited, obviously, to see them, but I'm just excited to go on a vacation, to be honest. And like it kind of is like right then when our homeschool year is ending too, so I just feel like it's gonna be such like a nice like just be done with homeschool. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm traveling for work, and then like 3 weeks, 4 weeks after that, we're going on our family summer vacation. We rented a lake house for a week, and I cannot wait, because that's really where I'm disconnecting from everything. Like that, I did it last year. We had a beach house in California, and I turned everything off. Like I will not be on social media. I do not look at my phone. Like I'm just like dead to the world, and it's amazing. And then my kids Oh my gosh, my freaking kids are going to summer camp again. I thought last year my older daughters were kind of over summer camp. Like they're kind of getting older. They just, wanted to do something different. And oh no, all the camp emails started coming out because you have to sign them up, way in advance, and they're all going to camp. So all three of my kids are going to summer camp. It's just like day camp. So it's Monday through Friday. We drop them off at like 8 in the morning and we pick them up at like 4. And they just do all sorts of fun activities. They go swimming, they go to the park, sometimes they go on like field trips. And so we will be very busy with just like that aspect of dropping them off, picking them up, packing lunches, packing, because they have to bring like changes of clothes, they have to bring towels, they have to bring flip-flops, tennis shoes, every day. And so like that's the downside, I think, of homeschooling, is we don't have that like get up and go every day like you do when you're in public school. And so we've done it every year. This is the first year that Nico's going to real camp. Last year we tried him going, but it was more of like preschool, and so he didn't get to like go to the park or like go swimming. And so he, like his first 2 days, he's like, I don't want to be here, because he's basically sitting in like a preschool room, and they were taking naps, and he's like, I don't take naps. So he dropped out of camp last year, but this year he gets to be in like the bigger kid camp. And so all three kids will be in camp, and they're going like 2 weeks before our family vacation, and they're going a couple weeks after. And so even though we'll be done with homeschooling, it's still going to be a very busy season of just travel and activities and things. And so I am excited though. I'm excited to take a break. If you follow the Two Homeschool Moms podcast, we are also wrapping up our first season. I think we probably have maybe 2 or 3 more episodes when this video will be coming out. And then we're taking a little bit of time off as well for that, because again, we're not going to be homeschooling. We're going to be, doing other things. And so we plan to start the second season back up, I believe, in July, when we start our homeschool years back up. So if you haven't been listening or watching the Two Homeschool Moms podcast, this is a great time to get caught up on all of our episodes. I think we have like 20 episodes out so far. That's always linked down below, and we would appreciate your support. All right, that's my update. And I'll have one final update for May. I'll let you know all the things I said in this video, if it's true, if we got it done, if we didn't. Then I'll be doing our end of year curriculum reviews. I'll be doing our homeschool testing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, guys. If there's any specific videos or like do a lesson, like any curriculum we currently use, if you want me to film a day of us doing lessons or whatever the case may be, leave it down below, because you have a month. After a month, I'm not making up filming stuff anymore, because we're gonna be done with it. So if you wanna see something, ask me down below in the comments and I will make sure to get that filmed. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for listening to this update. We'll chat soon. Bye, guys.